Have you ever wondered how a loan works and where you can get one? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people have these questions. And in fact, when it comes to taking out a loan for either a vehicle, school, or a home, or anything else, it turns out to be one of the largest financial decisions that anyone makes in their lifetime. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the very basics about loans, how they work, where you can get them. And at the very end of the video, if you stick around, we'll also look out for some potential dangers. So let's get to it. So what exactly is a loan? At its most simple, it is when an individual borrows money from another individual. There's usually a stated time to pay back that money and associated costs or fees. And it certainly gets more complex from there, but that's the general idea. In general, the borrower pays something called interest, which is the cost of borrowing, which we'll discuss in a little bit. And loans are generally available from many sources. Some of those are good and some are not as good. And we'll discuss that later in the video as well. But now you have the very basics. So what is interest? Interest is the cost paid for borrowing money. It's usually expressed as a percentage and it varies over time period. Interest can be a period of days, months, quarters, or years, though it is most often expressed in years, and you hear the term annual percentage rate. This is one of the most common ways of expressing interest. Interest also comes in two different types, simple and compound. Simple interest is simply that. It is interest calculated on the original borrowed amount. So for example, 6% interest on a $1,000 loan is $60. So when the loan comes due, you will owe $1,060. The most common type of interest found in borrowing is compound interest, which builds over time, or compounds, hence the name. For example, a 6% interest on $1,000 will be $60. So you now have $1,060. Now, the next period, if this is not paid down, the 6% will be applied to the $1,060, building more and more. This is most often seen in credit cards, and it is oftentimes how people get into trouble with credit cards. So it is very important to understand compound interest. But now that you do, we can move on to the remainder of the lesson. The next thing to go over is what type of documentation you'll need if you want to go in for a loan. This list is not exhaustive and it doesn't cover all situations, and it's a general reference guide only just to give you an idea. This applies to the United States, which is where I am from. So you'll generally need a document or documents proving your identity. This can include a driver's license, a social security card, a passport, a birth certificate, something like that. The financial institution will generally want proof of your income, so that could be tax returns or pay stubs or something to that effect. They'll generally want to know the reason for the loan, so you should just be able to explain why you would like to take out the loan in general. And they'll generally look for a document somewhat proving where you live, and this could be the same documentation as proving your identity. This is, as I said, not an exhaustive list, and you should generally check with the institution you want to borrow from, and they would happily give you a list of documents that you should bring. So one of the biggest questions, where can you get a loan? Now this isn't a complete list, but these are some of the major sources for individuals looking for loans. There are banks, credit unions, online lenders. Some credit cards will do a cash advance, as they term it, and there are payday loan stores. Now all of these lenders are certainly not equal. The ones which I would recommend are banks and credit unions, just as these are generally the most reputable. They have lower interest rates, or at least they tend to, and are generally best set up for the borrower with certain protections. Towards the bottom of the list, as last resort, are generally the credit cards and payday loan stores. We'll discuss these a little bit more in depth, but they generally have some tricky terms and can be quite expensive, so they should only be taken in desperate need. And in terms of online lenders, you just need to make sure to do your due diligence to ensure that it's a legitimate and reputable company. So, as discussed earlier in the video, we're going to get onto some potential dangers or things to look out for when getting a loan. But first, if you've gotten this far in the video and you've enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more helpful content like this in the future. Now, onto some of the potential things to look out for. So always beware high interest rates. You should always try and shop around for the best interest rate that you can get. The lower the better. This will just save you in the long run. You should look out for non-annualized interest rates. Some lenders will try and present you interest rates on a monthly or weekly basis. You should always be looking for the annual rate, as this is how much you can expect to pay interest-wise over the course of a year. You should also look out for any type of predatory lending practices. If someone is giving you a sense of urgency to get something done or push you into a loan, that is just not a situation that you should be getting yourself into, and you should try and avoid or move to a different lender if that seems to be the case. Attempt to avoid short-term lending if at all possible. Short-term lending in terms of either cash advances from a credit card or payday loans tend to be a bit more disadvantageous for you as the consumer. They come with those higher interest rates, they can come with some confusing terms, and it's generally much more costly than borrowing over, say, a longer term. If you need to, attempt with a bank or a credit union first before you do a cash advance on a credit card or with a payday loan. You can generally work something out with a bank or a credit union over a longer term and a much lower cost. So always try that first. Now, there has been some growing pushback specifically against payday loans, which is somewhat helpful for consumers that need or require this type of lending. 18 US states have introduced some protections, including interest rate caps or caps on the dollar amount borrowed, but it still comes at a very high cost, and buyer beware when utilizing these types of products. So, in conclusion, loans are a powerful tool that allow you to get money upfront and pay over time, increasing your spending power. The type of interest and interest rates are very important when it comes to taking out a loan, and you should always look for that annual interest rate to know what you'll pay over the course of a year. When available, you should generally try and bank with a bank or a credit union before trying other methods of financing. So thank you for watching, everyone. We hope you found it interesting and were able to use something today. And if you found it useful, we have another video that we recently created going over how insurance companies make money that you might find interesting that'll pop up here right now. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day and thanks for watching.